Good evening, everybody. We are resilient. We are W.A.R. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing great with 40 Mike.
Yes, we are. And tonight, what do we got going on? I'll give you a quick little overview. I have some cool things that I want to share with you guys. So let's see if they saved properly. Let's see if they open here. All right. So a couple of things that I saw that is going on is that there is a group of guys that are re-enlisting, so they get 4 days off when the new GTA comes out.
What does that mean?
So Grand Theft Auto, when the game is released, they're actually going to be giving these people time off of their service, so they get 4 days off to be able to play the game as a re-enlistment incentive. So to me, that's that's knowing your troops and saying, hey, let's go ahead and get these guys a good incentive for them to be able to say, hey, we want to be able to get people to re-enlist, and we want them to be able to play GTA. So that's pretty righteous. And like Lefty said here,
Yeah, but I'm taking the day off when the new Gears comes out.
Yeah. When is that one coming out?
October.
Gotcha. Yeah, Garth, I'm trying to find the article right now so I can share it with you guys. Just 1 second, please. Might as well just do a screen share real quick. Oh, I'm going to turn you off. I apologize for that interruption. Yeah, the Army was funny because I saw the picture that the Legion had for this, and they were using a picture of a unit that I was in, the 27th out of New York. They are, I don't know if you guys can see the tattoo here, but it's the Orion, named after Major General Orion. No, I don't want a summary AI. Please just give me the email. Did you notice that with your email now that it's trying to talk to you about the email instead of actually showing you them?
No, I don't have that turned on. So I use the home, the office version of Outlook for all my emails. So that doesn't have that yet. I think they wanted to embed that Copilot thing in the Outlook, but I don't have it turned on for that reason. Some people
yes,
really
it is.
They have their Outlook on Copilot and their Google Mail on Gemini, and some people use Claude, and they really love it. They can't get enough of it. But I don't want AI looking at my email right now.
it is really like, it's kind of creepy how it like all comes together. And you see everybody like just willy-nilly giving all this information away. Like it's not going to come back to bite us in the rear end in the end about like all this information we're just giving away to, these companies. And, like we haven't learned from Facebook and everything else that these companies don't have, good intentions with our data. Because there's what? Cambridge Analytical that lost all the information from Facebook.
Yep.
And it's just wild. All right, where is this email at? I am looking for. Why won't you just give me the new one? Video game news. All right, well, let's do the old thing and just do Army GTA in the Google search and see if we can just get the article that way. I apologize for not being, as prepared as I should have been here. So a U.S. Army unit in Georgia is offering active duty soldiers a 4-day pass to play Grand Theft Auto as a reenlistment incentive. The unit, the 9th Brigade Engineer Battalion at Fort Stewart, Georgia, created this special program. Soldiers get 4 days off to play the highly anticipated game. Arrives on November 19th, 2026. The commitment, soldiers must extend their service by 2 to 6 years and sign up between August 1st and November 14th, 2026. This is not service-wide. This is a local idea from a unit career counselor, not national military policy. About 20 out of 130 eligible soldiers in the battalion have already taken this offer. The same unit previously used other fun incentives such as beach trips, helicopters events, and others to keep morale and retention high. Oh, that's not too bad for these guys to come up with these different ideas to keep folks in the service. So that is really pretty. For me, what kept me in the service was I got a nice $15,000 tax-free reenlistment bonus when I was in Iraq. So I got to reenlist with a guy named Davey P. I don't know if you've heard of him before, Travis. I'm gonna grab something off my wall here. See if you guys recognize this fella. He was a 4-star in Iraq at the time. And how's the glare on that?
Oh, wow.
If you can see there, there's myself with Dave P, as he likes to be called, or Davey P.
Nice.
Good old General Petraeus. I feel like he was one of those generals that made such an impact with the surge. I need to get this camera back up, man. None of y'all want to see my face is closed. I'm sorry. I'm just going to take it off while I fix that angle. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I do say thank you to everybody here. One awesome thing I want to say about Cyber Chick here. She made a donation of her Facebook, of her YouTube earnings to Operation Delta Dog this month.
Oh, wow.
So she took her entire thing and said, hey, I want to put this to a veteran cause. And Operation Delta Dog was that veteran cause. So Cyber Chick, on behalf of a recipient and an ambassador of Operation Delta Dog, just want to say thank you again for that. And, that's going to, do a lot to be able to get folks to be able to, one, get dogs, out of the the line to be terminated, and get them to be into, either homes through adoption or into homes via the training to become service dogs. Basically, if they're food motivated and they're able to, work with one of the veterans in the queue to be given a service dog, then these guys are taken and they're able to, make a dog that would have been, stuck in a shelter, maybe in Georgia or Alabama or, down in Tennessee. Now they're up in New Hampshire being trained and being put into good homes. So it's really kind of cool to, see the lives saved, both the dogs and the veterans. Yes, they are having an event next week too. So Operation Delta Dog does a lot of good events up there. We had what was it, Scott from Hidden Battles. He came on here. They do a lot. He got a service dog from Operation Delta Dog as well. And those guys are just, a really good crew, really good folks to be, talking with and in and out of the relationship with those guys. I really enjoy seeing how an organization can operate and how they've gone from being, a small, organization in Chelmsford to being nationally certified now. So they have the VA. It can actually recommend people to go to Operation Delta Dog to get their service dogs now.
Really? They've gotten VA accreditation?
Yep. So there's only, I want to say, between like 12 to 15 organizations in the entire U.S. that have that.
That is so. I know about this. I looked at what it took to get VA accreditation, and it is not easy. It's excuse me, on purpose hard, because they don't want trainers who are going to let the veterans get bit by dogs or dogs that are not going to do what they're supposed to do. The paperwork, the training plans, the health of the dog, the follow up with the veteran, the help for the veteran in case there's other problems. It is an involved deal. That's a major step forward.
It is, for folks that, do get a service dog or going through the proper, are going through the steps of the VA, you wind up going through prosthetics, and you talk with those guys there in prosthetics to be able to get your information and to be able to get the dog healthcare and to be able to get pet insurance. So the VA will cover pet insurance and your vet visits if you go through prosthetics. Bless you, I think.
Yeah, I was trying not to hold it in. It didn't work out too good.
Gotcha. No worries. And then another thing that I was checking in the emails this week that looked pretty cool was the Veteran History Project.
Oh, yeah?
With the Library of Congress, how veterans can go and give their story. Let's see if I can pull that one up here, because that one really, impressed me. Was seeing all the folks sharing their stories, because that's one thing that, as I've met different veterans of different generations, is I've always wanted to make sure that these guys could share their story. Before they passed away, a lot of these World War II guys had such amazing stories of courage and valor and heroics that I wish more of them were captured in some sort of media, whether it's a book or audio or video, just some way to share the amazing feats of heroism that ordinary men and women went through during these wars. like even like as you do with Oscar Mike Radio, you're creating these time capsules that people will be able to go back and understand better what the country was like and what these service members really did.
It really is something. It's just it brings it all home in a very big way.
And I wish more folks would be willing to do it. I feel like a lot of guys are I don't know if they're humble or they're nervous, but it's just such a unique opportunity to be able to share your story with these guys. And a lot of it, you don't even have to go anywhere. They'll send you the information, you record, and send it in. And I know that what was her name? She's out in Western Mass. They do a lot of that stuff too, with recording the veteran stories to be able to to save it and share it with other with family members, with future generations. It's gonna bug me. I can't think of their organization. She was out of W.A.R, Mass. But here I'm going to do a share screen real quick to go over to the Hey Legal Tubes, how are you this evening? And then let's do add here, share screen. And so if you check this out here, you've got the Veterans History Project. They've got events where you can go and set up and give your story. And so, the Library of Congress collects, preserves, and makes accessible the firsthand recollections of U.S. military veterans who served from World War I through more recent conflicts and peacekeeping missions, so that future generations may hear directly from veterans and better understand what they saw, did, and felt during their service. It was founded through unanimous vote in both the House and Senate and became public law October 27th, 2000. And you can, go by name, learn about, the different people and different, conflicts. They've got blogs, they've got stories where you can go on a map and see, a story about a person or a unit from clicking on a map. Like if your family member served in a certain area, you can click that and see if there's any other people that have shared their story from that area. Just really, things like this, I think are such a good way for, veterans to be engaged and to share their story and to share, maybe they're uncomfortable sharing it with anybody else, but if they can at least record something, before they leave this world, it would really be an awesome opportunity to help future generations really understand things. Because I don't think guys that are enlisting today really understand the sacrifice that, people who left everything, to be drafted, made.
Right.
With it being, an all volunteer force now, it's so different to see and engage with folks now. And then, which is really like, there's so many like resources today in my email. It kept hitting me that like one thing after another. And this other site that came up was a virtual workshop. And again, I'll do the share screen here. A veterans poetry project. This came up in my email through the Virginia Veterans, like Department of Veterans Affairs, like our EOVS. It's like their equivalent down in Virginia.
Oh, wow.
And so they have this virtual veterans poetry workshop that's Wednesdays, 7 p.m. to 8:30 EST, now through November 19th. You can register, scan the QR code, or simply go to veteranpoetryproject.com. And then you could also fill out the RSVP form on the website here. So I will copy that and share it in the chat with folks. But, it talks about here that she instructs writing at the Virginia Military Institute. 2024 earned PhD in curriculum and instruction from Virginia Tech. She studies transdisciplinary impacts for integrating critical reflective writing within technology and engineering design thinking. Raised in Montgomery County, Virginia, her poetry explores the natural world where poetic expression and scientific reason collide. She is Virginia's poet. Any idea what that word is, Travis? Laureate?
Laureate is Laureate.
Laureate, and recipient of the Academy of American Poets Laureate Fellowship 2025-2026 for the Veterans Poetry Project. Perseverance and resilience serving veterans through poetry. And it's got the other folks that are involved here. We've got some combat veterans, a gentleman that served in Japan and the Middle East. Younger vets, older vets. It's just, I love seeing these organizations that get such a variety of veterans, combat veterans, non-combat veterans, folks that, served all over, just to be able to come together, for a creative outlet, to be able to share something that allows them to express themselves, whether it's through, poetry or it's through creative writing. I know there's warrior writers out there too. And it's just awesome to see all these things out there.
Well, certainly is. And it's certainly nice to see that it's supported and, people want to do it. Poetry is a hard art form to master, especially if you're doing it in the English language. And it just really much respect to anybody who picks it up. And several veterans I know have had good success, healing through poetry.
Absolutely. And, that's one of the big things too, that, that you need to see is guys being able to, get that weight off their shoulders and be able to express themselves, whether they're not able to tell, family or friends how they're feeling, whether they're not able to communicate with their therapist out there. But if they're able to, share through a creative art like that, that's, completely worth the value of, sponsoring a program like that, making sure that they get the grants that they need to be able to operate. And I just love that ever since COVID, that a lot of these organizations, that one's in Virginia, but it's got virtual. So, folks all across the U.S. are able to jump on and really benefit from it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And welcome, Rosalind. Welcome, Tom. And Tom Gillis, he's a golf instructor. If you need to, work on your swing there, Travis, he's the gentleman to speak with.
Nice.
We got a fellow lefty that was in the chat earlier. He's working on his swing with the help of Tom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so those workshops are really cool. And then there's one last email that I got that was from MVP. Have you covered MVP, merging vets and players?
No.
So merging vets and players. I need a new window. Open up the email again. So with these guys merging vets and players, it's really cool to see how they're able to take basically, I believe it started with football players and veterans and connect them off the field so they could, give back and, work together on things that they had similar, like, CTE, concussions, very similar between the folks that have TBI and folks that are in the NFL that have CTE injuries. So when people have passed away and they've donated their brains to be scanned, one of the programs up here in Massachusetts that runs out of the Boston VA called TRACS actually studies the brain and the reaction times and the things that happen to veterans that are involved in explosions, IEDs, and have traumatic brain injuries coming out of Iraq and Afghanistan, so that way future generations will be able to hopefully have protective equipment that will better prevent them from getting the same injuries, and hopefully allow them to recover from injuries better than our generation has. And they do a study up at the Boston VA for that. That's a really awesome opportunity if folks have been involved in any incidents in Iraq or Afghanistan where you suffered a concussion. Let me know. I can get you in touch with the TRACS folks. I will get the full acronym out there. So MVP, let's get their page pulled up here. So they've got on their YouTube, it's called Psycho Inspiration. We deserve to live our best life. It takes work to be grateful. It takes work for self-care and self-improvement. And for some of us, it takes work just to play. And it's got the MVP clinical director, Susie Landolfi, for National We Deserve to Live Our Best Life Awareness Month coming in September. She's going to have a whole thing on that. So let me see if this is going to pull up the website or if this just pulls up the YouTube. Nope, that pulled up that page. So nope, that's to sign up for this project. 1 second, folks. Sorry about that. A lot of these emails have so many good links in them, but there's so many links in these emails that it's kind of hard to know where you're going when you're clicking away in here. Let's see, where's just the regular MVP? MVP. Right, here we go. Let's do another share one more time. Share screen. Merging vets and players. All right, so this is their site here. You can become a supporter. You can become a member. The line of duty to playing field, our veterans and athletes exemplify strength, excellence, dedication. Many find it difficult to redirect those qualities into a new mission that provides meaning and purpose to lead themselves, support their families, and strengthen their communities. MVP was founded to address this challenge, ensuring that our nation's warriors can continue to thrive and make a lasting impact off the field as they did on it. Veterans and athletes, going through fitness, wellness, and peer support. And so it's got all these, different programs. MVP empowers military, veterans, and professional athletes to thrive when the uniform comes off through fitness, health, and wellness programs. Let's see what they've got for numbers here. 10,000 veterans have been served, 2,000 athletes, former pro athletes have served, 20,000 lives impacted. Let's see, we get some reviews here. MVP was a gateway for me to find myself again, not only through the physical fitness portion, but to face the internal battles as well. I took it upon myself to utilize every resource I was provided at MVP through my peers to get physically and mentally healthy. The transformation has not been merely about the professional gains. MVP has taught me to help, to empathize, to work tirelessly, and to understand my true purpose. It has helped me to figure out who I am and why I'm here. For this invaluable journey, I must express my heartfelt gratitude. Thank you, MVP. And then one more. Being at the weekly sessions Even in the face of barriers like the 90-minute drive or single vehicle household problems, it feels like a win to me. I always come away with a feeling that I have positively helped my mental well-being. This journey to physical, spiritual, and mental wellness that I've been on is significantly impacted by seeing the progress of others on the same journey at the MVP sessions. I feel joy sharing what we get done here. And let's see, we're all there. Of course, down here, if folks are having any issues, you've got the military crisis line, SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse Mental Health Services Administration, NFL Lifeline. I did not know that they had a lifeline. That's pretty cool. And then let's see if they have their locations for folks that are interested. Events about mission. So MVP was founded by Jay Glazer and Green Beret Seattle Seahawks Nate Boyer. Do they have locations? No location. No. So they've got podcasts, video series. Let's see what we have for upcoming events. There's some fundraisers, poker night, Zones of Service, 6K run, poker night fundraiser, strongman, veteran vehicles, community workout, softball tournaments, summer kickoff, workout, and potluck dinners, memorials. Got a lot of events here on this. So, folks want to check out MVP. They've got a good thing going here. If you want to get involved, click. If you want to donate, right up top here. I'll stop sharing and come back to y'all. What's going on with the chat? How you guys doing? There is two chats, legal tubes. One is the horizontal and one is the vertical. Folks that are on the vertical for like mobile, the main people are usually in the horizontal chat if you're not able to talk between one another. We, not a problem supporting the veteran community. We're a very small community, and if we're not out here supporting ourselves, Travis and I have spoken about this a lot that we don't think that folks would. We got to make sure we take care of our own.
We do.
Healthy shaving, just checking in. You do the most respect for your channel and your service. You got mine, and I appreciate that I can share this as a resource. Always, one thing that I've always, pride myself on is being able to, have a resource for somebody. And if I don't have that resource, then I'm able to, find it and, share the people that can. One thing that, has been awesome, about knowing Travis and, watching the different episodes that he's put out, each week is these resources when they come out. He's become like an encyclopedia of like the who, what, where, and why of veterans programs, military support, whether it's active duty, whether it's veterans, or whether it's mental health and beyond. Oscar Mike Radio really has that variety of different episodes that if you look through the library of the 500 episodes he has, that almost anything that you're looking for, there's a topic that's covered. Is there anything that you're looking to really hit, as you go on with Oscar Mike Radio? Are there any new things that you want to unravel there, Travis?
I think the thing that I keep telling people is I think we have to work to engage the civilian advocate, and that might be a family member, that might be someone who had family who served, that might be somebody who's like, what, I've got this. I'm in this place in life with my business, my life, my professional career, and I want to give back to veterans. We have got to ensure that those people have a place and feel welcomed, they're going to be the ones voting, for people who support us or don't. And we need to show them what our experience is like as veterans, but also help them understand why they need to advocate for us. So that's really what I want to unpack over the next phase, because there's a ton of people who've never served our country who serve our country because they want to make sure veterans are taken care of.
Absolutely. And, I know coming in September, we're also going to see the TC AVA again, the taking care of American veterans, and just again to show you guys why the Major Richard Starr Act has not passed. These gentlemen here have all stood before a government body and said, "Hey, we would not like to continue, funding this because X, Y, Z." And each one of these individuals by themselves have stopped the Major Richard Starr Act over the last several years, and we hope that they'll be able to actually put some impact with votes and get these guys to pass the act and help those 59,000 veterans that were medically retired due to injury in combat and that are not receiving their money from Department of Defense because they did not do their 20 years. So if folks are wondering what's going on, this is the difference between the clean bill and the yep. And throw the video on for a second because I've got a guest that has popped into the local studio here.
Hi. Hey. How are you doing, honey?
You can pop that back a little bit, monkey. How's that? Oh, I'm gonna get this. Hold on, Munchkin. Let me shut that off for a second so I can get it to be smaller. Yeah, Emily just popped in. She's always when folks talk about things that motivate you and things that keep you going in this world. One of those things for me has always been the family. I was lucky to be able to have later in life, the family that I have now. I got to the point where in my early 30s being like, it'll happen, maybe, who knows. And then again, as I got older and older, I thought this might happen, this may not happen. And then when me and my wife met and got married, it was like, all right, we'll see. And then when we got the news of Emily being here, we were very excited. And she's been an absolute, blessing to have around and to see, how she thinks and how she, learns and grows. It's been really.
And say hi to people a lot.
Yes, she likes to say hi to people a lot. So she is, definitely a good source to, keep me on my toes, try to keep me, as young as possible.
Don't you come back up on the park, okay?
Everything sounds good. She's gonna try to eat some lollipops and come back. Let's see if I can get this to see me and get me small again. If anybody has any tips on the OBS camera, I would love them. But Emily,
I 5 minutes before I go live, man.
Okay.
I'm just pulling everything up.
What do you got?
I
Yes.
got Micah.
What's on tonight?
Hire Heroes. Micah Taylor, CEO of Hire Heroes USA. And, she served in the Air National Guard working on F-15s, electronics, and then got out and, is over this company now. And with the sole mission and focus of helping that transitioning veteran to find gainful employment once service is ended. And we still need that. It's not, it's getting better, but it's not easy to get a job if you've been in the military.
What do you think? Was there anything in particular that they shared with you that is the a biggest holdup for veterans, transitioning into civilian positions?
It is simply starting soon enough, not waiting until
Black
TAPS
mom.
passed, and understanding that, how
Huh?
to take your resume and make it civilian worthy, and then prepare what questions to answer, how to answer them, and how to, bridge that military communication gap.
Gotcha. And folks can, if they just stay right here on the YouTubes, what is your username for folks?
Well, it's just Oscar Mike Radio. I'll get the YouTube.
So I can copy the link address here and slap it in the comments for everybody. So everybody can, you can go right over from here. And this should be a link here for you. So
There you go.
if you get a chance, jump on, watch Travis. He's very active in his chat. Thank you, Travis, for being here tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. And there's so many resources out there that didn't have enough time in the hour to share, but I will post more in the description of this stream, and I will put out a community post afterwards. So I just want to say thank you to everybody that's been here and supporting, and we'll continue to be W.A.R. We'll continue to be resilient, and Travis is going to go on mission with Oscar Mike. And any final words?
We're resilient. We're W.A.R. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next week, guys. Thank you all so much.